possession of a controlled substance, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, possession of marijuana, theft of a firearm, evading in a motor vehicle, unauthorized use of a motor vehicle, and now 3 burglaries, 3 thefts, 3 property destructions from one property destruction from Wyoming. And you want me to give you a bond?
Ignacio Castillo, Judge.
Deal. Okay.
So,
Oh, Lord, you picked up a bird hand.
yeah,
Same transaction.
Say it again.
It's the same transaction.
Okay.
here's the rub. So I was trying to reset him to after his felony. The soonest available was like the Monday after. He is scared that if he gets that one resolved up there, that because he's got a GOB bond, I'm not going to see him on Monday, that he'll be transferred over there immediately and still have this case pending.
Transferred over where? To ICE?
Yes.
That's what I was looking, I don't think that matters. Our case is over.
Why were you saying why we get taken care of on?
If for some reason he's thinking that it might be taken care of on the next setting up there.
I mean, it's a Berg hat. It's been open a month. I can't imagine discovery is complete, right?
Right.
And the Berg hat?
Yeah, no, it's not completed. They're still waiting on some photos. But, yeah.
Do you want me to revoke the bond in case?
That's what I'm thinking. He's got a GLB bond. Can we revoke it and make it 100?
It's 100 now. I can make it 101.
And turn it into not a GLB bond, but a surety bond, I guess?
No. Once you revoke a bond, a warrant issues and it'll stay in warrant status until you make bond or you get a PR bond.
It's at $100 right now.
He's on bond now.
Yeah.
He got a general order bond. It's
Right.
$100. So he's on bond. So theoretically, if the case gets dismissed, then yes, he's eligible for pickup and
Yeah.
ICE can get him and take him.
Let me confirm that he wants to revoke the bond. Let me make sure. And we'll see.
That will place the hold so that immigration will not take him
I got it.
and we can
Okay.
resolve it
We'll
here.
talk and make sure on that one. You ready?
And then I'm always happy to reinstate
Yeah.
if we
Oh,
revoke
okay,
it,
okay.
you know, so really.
So that should work for him. There should be no
He
reason.
never will revoke and refuse to reinstate,
Got it.
right? So like if they take care of that and he's still in warrant status here, we can always reinstate. But like I said, they'll take him to immigration or whatnot. So
That's a great idea. I'll talk to him about
you
it.
let me know what you want to do.
Yeah, talk to him.
Okay. Chavez?
Chavez.
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 How's your Chavez? Chavez.
Chavez E. Chavez? You know that? Young Guns? You ever saw that? Chavez E. Chavez.
That's a great movie. Part 2 is the best. Part 2 is the best one.
Nah, I don't know.
Do you like the first one?
Nah, they're both.
I like the second.
Is it Chavez or Chavez?
Your choice.
Sir, you're charged. Well, I'm sorry. You were wanted out of another jurisdiction. Your lawyer's asking for me to set you a bond. I don't know. I have to get to know you to see whether it would be a good idea to give you a bond because I got a lot of people here that are dangerous to my community. And I don't want to, put anybody else in harm's way. I got to know that if I give you a bond, that you're actually going to go back, not become a danger. So we got to get to know you in the short time that we have. Tell me about it. And
Yes, just one from Lincoln County, Wyoming for 3 counts of burglary, 3 counts of theft and property destruction. As opposed to a bond. While it was issued on February 26th of this year, he has some significant criminal history that we're concerned of. First off, he's actually currently on federal probation for a charge of stealing imported interstate shipped weapons from a licensed importer manufacturer. He, as the court also knows, he had a evading motor vehicle in 2021. In that case, he operated through 4 stop signs, lost control of the vehicle, and hit a concrete barrier, and continued to drive and crash into a townhouse wall and fence. And then he continued to flee on foot in that case. He picked up that evading while he was on bond for a theft of a firearm and for a deferred PCS in our court. Looking at the facts of the theft of the firearm, it did resemble facts more similar to a burglary in that case. For these reasons, the state would be concerned about getting involved.
you said he has 3 counts of burglary out of Wyoming?
Yeah.
Are they 3 separate transactions? Are they all one matter? Right, but is it one transaction in and of itself? Is it three different, like, days where we have three different burglaries? I guess, is it one criminal episode
Right.
versus multiple?
Looks like they're one criminal episode since they all list the same date. I will also note, we had another fugitive on our docket a couple days ago, right? They had the exact same charge and things as well. So I also think there's also another co-defendant.
Oh, we had a co-defendant. We didn't give the person a bond, did we?
No, I think that
That person was on federal probation too.
I don't know.
Please.
Judge, so criminal history, that's.
No bueno.
It's no bueno. This is a fugitive case, Judge. He's on federal probation. Yes, we threw that out there. He's on federal probation. He was picked up at federal probation. So he's complying with the requirements of his federal probation. Picked up there. I mean, technically, I will say this, Judge, talking about another co-defendant, I mean, that's got relevance on my client. He is his own
I agree
person.
with you. I agree.
So the biggest thing here is when this charge was filed. It was filed February 26th of 2025. We are in March 12th. He hasn't had an opportunity to go over there to Wyoming. This was just placed, and he's asking for an opportunity to go turn himself in, especially after he's been complying with his requisites of showing up where he needs to be. He was picked up at his probation that same day. So that being the case, I know it sounds bad that he gets burglary ×3, theft ×3, but he is presumed innocent. He hasn't missed a chance. We have no failure to appear, sounds like. And so we're asking for an opportunity for him to turn himself in.
Do you know when he got on federal probation?
2024, just the end of last year, October.
Let's go through your stuff. Since 2019, carrying a handgun in a motor vehicle, possession of a controlled substance, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, possession of marijuana, theft of a firearm, evading in a motor vehicle, unauthorized use of a motor vehicle, federal probation for what?
Stealing imported interstate shipping weapons from a licensed border manufacturer.
And now 3 burglaries, 3 thefts, 3 property destructions from
Property destruction.
1 property destruction from Wyoming. And you want me to give you a bond?
Yes.
No. The bill comes due. You scare me. If I give you a bond, my fear is that you will pick up another case. The only thing I like is public safety. And I give bonds on fugitive cases all the time when I have a feeling that they're not going to endanger my public. But since 2019, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 federal probation, 9, 10, 11 are here, and I don't even know what other criminal history has in other jurisdictions. Anything else in other jurisdictions?
Fort Bend, Fort Bend had a theft of property conviction from 2021.
Sorry, dude. Way too much baggage.
Judge, would you consider any amount for a bond?
No, he's too dangerous, man. So on federal probation, now he has 3 new cases. Just, sorry, man. You're too dangerous. Thanks.
Thank you, Judge.
All right.
I'll talk to you in a minute still.
Buleto. Case number?
Yeah. Is he here?
He is.
Okay.
I want to approach on him, and then I have both of them are bond condition issues.
Okay.
Okay, Judge, in this case, you have a bond condition where he can't go within 200 feet of the complaining witness who lives in the same apartment complex with him. Now, the complaining witness is his sister's boyfriend. So his mom is here with him today. He's 17. And she said that she's having a lot of problems with her daughters doing weed and other drugs. So she's in rehab now.
Is that him over there?
This is him and the mom right here. Would you like to come up?
Does she speak English? Thank you so much for coming. You left yesterday. You can't just leave whenever you want. You know what I mean? This is a court. We excuse you. You don't just leave when you want to up and go. We issue warrants when you do that. Do you understand? Okay. ¿Qué está pasando?
Ok, ay, qué bueno que habla español. Buenos días.
Dime.
Bueno, mire, lo que pasó ese día y es lo que estoy preocupada ahorita de la libertad
Quiero
condicional.
hablar del caso.
Ok,
I don't want to talk about the case.
ok.
Do you speak English?
Yes, just little.
Okay. My only concern
Ajá.
is I don't want him to have contact with the boyfriend. That's all that I want because I don't want anything else to happen.
Yes.
That is my concern.
Okay. I'm worried because I'm worried about maybe if my daughter put the guy in again in my apartment and maybe he don't know because that's happened Monday. We never know if my daughter was at my apartment in school time with a boyfriend having sex. I don't have idea of nothing because I was working and she skipped the school.
¿Cuál es la edad de tu hija?
15 años.
15.
Sí. Y también quería mencionarle que tengo problemas con ella desde hace meses porque ella está usando drogas. Entonces, la situación en mi casa es demasiado complicada. Muchas veces mi hijo ha regresado de la escuela y él ha encontrado el apartamento oliendo a marihuana. Entonces, él me ha llamado y me dice, mami, el apartamento huele. Y le digo, váyase a su
So
cuarto.
basically, she's having a lot of problems with the daughter. The daughter's 15. She comes home and he calls mom, hey, the whole house smells like marijuana.
And she's a single parent. He leaves her to try to, get between the situation or whatever. But
La
right now
única-
she's in rehab.
La única cosa que yo quiero que nada pasa de nuevo.
Yo sé.
Si él se enoja y se pelean, porque él se va a ir a la cárcel,
Es
you
lo
know?
que ya le
No
expliqué
quiero
a él.
ponerle a la cárcel. So, ¿cómo lo hagamos?
Sí. Yo ya le expliqué a él que yo espero que él esté entendiendo la lección. Entiendo que él quiere, siendo él el hermano mayor y que él es el que me ayuda con ella cuando yo estoy trabajando, él se sintió incómodo, él está frustrado
I
con
understand.
todo eso.
I get it. You're in a
Sí.
tough situation. You're in a tough spot, man. You really are. And I understand that you get upset, you get angry, but you just can't let loose.
Yeah.
It can happen again. You know,
Y a mí me duele todo lo que está pasando porque
me también.
porque el que me ayuda mucho es él. Cuando yo tengo problemas con ella, tengo infinidad de llamadas de la escuela, que ella llegó, que tiene la presión alta porque ella fumó marihuana, que tomó pastillas. A mí me toca que salirme del trabajo, ir a traerla. La he llevado al hospital ya 2 veces. Una vez la llevé ya de emergencia y para todo
She's
eso.
always having to take her to the emergency room because she's taking pills. She's got an elevated heart rate. She's at school doing this kind of stuff. It's a mess.
Y en todo eso,
Tráela aquí. Yo le voy a mostrar a la cárcel para ver, mira, qué va a pasar si sigues.
sí, fíjese que gracias a Dios ahorita, porque yo he tenido con los terapistas de la escuela, tiene terapista en otra compañía de terapistas, porque me mandaron a CPS al principio y gracias a CPS yo agarré la compañía de terapistas que ella tiene. Ella tiene cita con psiquiatra. Cuando ella tiene cita, yo
Es posible que mira, es posible que el persona que ella está con ahora es mala persona.
Sí, creo. Sí. Y es
This is a bad dude, you know? Maybe he's influencing things.
She's been doing it for years now. She just hangs around like the bad people and
I
then she
know.
just lets it get to her.
Judge, I did want to say I told him to leave yesterday. There was a misunderstanding. I filed conditions, but they were waiting for a reset because state also filed conditions. However, he's being supervised by pre-trial. So I gave him
Okay.
his reset and told him to leave. So I just wanted to clarify that.
Okay,
He
well,
didn't
thanks.
just take.
Okay.
Sí, y entonces yo sé que el problema es él, pero solo quería que usted supiera
I understand. Y
el
lo voy a sacar
contexto.
entonces.
Sí.
Lo voy a sacar.
Sí, por favor. Yo sé que incluso él me dijo, cuando él regresó de la cárcel, él me dijo, mami, quiero, y si voy y le pido disculpas al niño. Entonces, fuimos a buscar, porque yo no sé, él vive en los mismos apartamentos, pero no sé el número de apartamento. Entonces nosotros
Mira,
fuimos a
Voy a
buscar.
sacar para que no te preocupes, ¿ok?
Ok.
Y si quieres, un día, tráela aquí, yo le puedo mostrar a la cárcel, a decirle, mira, ¿qué puede pasar si sigues así? Si quieres.
Por favor. Sí, porque en el centro de rehabilitación en donde ella está ahorita, y de hecho está ahí, porque yo le dije, la he dejado pasar, he dejado que las cosas vayan más y más haciéndose más grandes. Tenía que haber puesto un alto desde hace un principio. Entonces yo le dije a ella, o usted va a un centro de rehabilitación, porque yo no quiero ir a corte, porque usted no está yendo a la escuela. Y también tengo el reporte de asistencia de la escuela, que un administrador de asistencia, no sé cómo se llama, llegó a mi casa también, porque tengo ese reporte, tengo varios reportes de policía, que ella se me sale en la
It's basically out of
madrugada.
control. And she's saying, look, I want you to get into the rehab because you're not going to school and I don't want to go to court because of truancy, you know? La única cosa que cuando ella sale, dime con quién andas, yo te digo quién eres, right? Si ella sigue con las personas que estaba anterior, va a seguir.
Sí, y ahorita, y como le digo, sé que el problema es él, pero de la escuela me llamaron la otra vez y de la escuela un oficial un policía de la escuela la llevó a un hospital, al Bel Air Behavior Hospital, porque me dijo la terapista de la escuela, estoy preocupada porque ella tiene una amiga, que la amiga de la amiga es, a ver, mi hija tiene una amiga y la amiga de mi hija tiene una amiga que es prostituta de 15 años.
No más, no más.
Entonces
Mira.
ellos están preocupados que ella, para conseguir drogas,
Right.
tenga que hacer sexo.
Tráela aquí para que yo le pueda mostrar qué puede pasar. You know, yo te puedo ayudar con cualquier cosa que yo puedo, pero estoy limitado que te puedo. Con él, yo puedo poner condiciones. Con ella no, porque no
Sí.
tengo.
Sí,
Pero le puedo mostrar para, asustarla.
sí,
Y ojalá eso.
sí, porque ahorita ella en el centro de rehabilitación, no tiene teléfono, dice que no hay televisión, pues va a tener visitas solo una vez a la semana.
Tienes un buen abogado ahora. Si necesitas cualquier cosa, ella te puede ayudar.
Ujú.
Tenemos servicios también, pide y yo te puedo ayudar.
Muchas gracias.
Voy a sacarlo ahora,
Ok.
pero no quiero más problemas, ¿ok?
Gracias.
So I'm taking off the fact that the no contact, or I guess the restriction of.
You're taking that off.
So I guess, should we allow contact? I mean,
I was thinking no harmful or offensive, threatening contact. So if he sees them there, I think he should.
just, you're like, you're stuck between a rock and a hard place. I get it. Just be very careful because when she gets out, you have to do your best to try to keep her at home so she's not going out because she's with the wrong people. Keep her at home. Don't let her go out as much as you can, because that's the problem is when she goes out, she goes wild. So you have to do your best to try to keep her here at home.
Sí, la otra vez ella estaba bien fumada, estaba mareada, se quería ir. No la quise dejar ir.
Good.
Y me agarró del brazo y me tiró, me puchó. Esta vez, el martes, el
You
miércoles.
home when this happens?
Most of the time, no, but when I am home, I separate it and then it just escalates from there.
What are you doing now? Are you working? You're in school?
I'm at school, but most of the time it happens after school in the evening. She wants to go out. My mom tells her no.
Try to stay home to help the situation.
I don't do anything. After I come back.
Is that, papá está? ¿O no? ¿No hay papá?
No,
No. Okay.
el papá vive aquí, pero no se ha hecho,
All right.
pues,
So
desde
you
hace 8 días él no se
step
hace
in to
claro.
try to help, man.
8 años.
Because we don't want her to go any more wild than she is. You get, I mean,
El miércoles cuando ella regresó y le dije que la única condición para que ella volviera a entrar a la casa era que fuera a un centro de rehabilitación, agarró su ropa y ya le dije, me da las llaves porque no va a entrar cuando yo esté trabajando.
right.
Va a ir, se va a ir. Entonces empezamos a discutir por las llaves y al final ella me terminó jalando el pelo. Me puchó y yo dije que iba a llamar a la policía. Yo iba caminando y ella me agarró del pelo y hasta que me tiró al suelo.
You gotta,
I was in jail when I was.
so look, if you guys need anything, ask her. I'll try to give you as much as I can. Any kind of help that I can. If you want to bring her here, I can try to, you know, scare her straight. I don't know if it's going to work because, you know, there's only so much I can do, you know?
Muchísimas gracias.
She said it before.
Huh?
She said it the same way. Unfortunately. Yeah.
Judge, you didn't know that even resident?
Yeah. Just be careful. Just try to help your mom as much as you can. Just there's no one else there. So you got to step it up and, you know, I'll help you as much as I can too. If you want to bring her here, I'll try to scare her. But
I like bring her right now, or do we have to wait
whatever
until
you want. Let her finish. She's in therapy now. She's in the rehab. Let her finish that out. And then when she's done with that, bring her here and I'll try to help, you know?
Just contact me.
And then we'll bring her here. I'll try to scare her as much as I can so that we try to put her, you know, and ella se tiene que quedar en la casa one way or the other. Because when she's out, está con personas que no son.
El problema es que hemos llamado varias veces a la policía, pero ellos solo le dan como le dicen, no puedes irte porque en la cárcel no es bueno. Y la otra vez el policía le dijo, eres un diamante. Le dijo, un diamante no cualquiera lo puede tener.
She's calling the police and the police aren't doing anything. They're saying basically, hey, it just sucks. Okay. All right, guys.
Hasta ha llegado a amenazarme que cuando le digo le voy a llamar a la policía y me dice, ok, yo te voy a llamar a migración.
Bring her here. Let me try. Okay? Okay.
Muchas gracias.
Good luck. If you need anything, just let me know. I'll help you out. Okay. Buena suerte, okay?
Gracias, señor, que Dios lo
¿Cómo
bendiga.
no? Okay.
Gracias.
Good morning, Mr.
Buenos
Castillo.
días, señor Castillo. Buenos días.
Buenos días.
You're charged, you've got two very serious charges. Your first charge is burglar of a habitation. Your next charge is interference with the emergency request for assistance. The case that you are in front of me on here is the misdemeanor interference case. So it appears to me that the cases were filed on February 9th.
De febrero.
It looks like you were given a general order bond on that day.
En ese
We appointed you a lawyer on the 14th.
el día
So it's been a little less than a
en
month.
menos de un mes.
What happened in this case? Because I have no
I
idea.
was gonna say that, thinking about it since we're here and everything, can we hear PC because I think there's a good argument at least that I can come up with.
On February 8th, 2025, the officer was dispatched to a residence regarding a burglary alarm activated. The officer observed an unknown male wearing a black hoodie in the backyard of the residence, and the dispatch advised the resident was not home. The officer observed the male jump the back fence, and K-9 arrived and advised that forced entry had been made through the back door with shattered glass door. The upstairs of the residence appeared to rummage through, and officers located property later confirmed to be stolen from the residence as well as a black hoodie a black backpack, and a pair of pants. The canine located the defendant hiding, and the defendant admitted to being inside the residence during the time of the burglary, but would not provide further information. The complainant stated approximately $500,000 worth of jewelry was stolen, and a radio frequency device, jamming device, was located inside the black backpack, and it was
Oh, I
discovered
remember
that
this.
the officers within the vicinity were unable to use body-worn camera.
This was on, I think, was this on the, because of that radio jamming device, it was
Yes, Judge, the interference is based on the jamming device.
the interference with the emergency request for assistance is based on the jamming device that he has. Interesting.
Yes, that's what using the frequency jamming device to prevent communications between officers.
So it says here, February 8th, did then and there unlawfully, recklessly render unusable an electronic communications device that would otherwise have been used by Officer or by El Lejeune to request assistance in an emergency, namely burglary of a habitation, and said request for assistance would have been made to law enforcement agency, namely West University Police Department, who is using a radio frequency jamming device to prevent communication between officers. In this case, the device was actually used to disrupt communication, was it not?
The officer said that within the vicinity, they were unable to use body cams, key fobs, or unable to transmit information through the radio.
Got it. And we know, or I guess you're saying that he had the device on him.
It was in the black backpack that they found, that officers found, and they initially saw the male wearing the black backpack.
Mayor Judge, so two things. I don't know about the wearing the backpack part. I know they found the device in the backpack. My recollection might be off, but I don't think he had it on him. I don't think.
Well, he's got care, custody, control because it's right next to him.
That's the thing. I don't know how, where they found that. They said he was hiding, but I'm not sure where they found that backpack, first of all. Secondly, the way they figured out, hey, this is a jamming device, is because they turned it on from the backpack and they were close to it. Hey, all of a sudden my stuff's not working. Come here. Hey, we're close to it. It's not working. So this was after the fact that they figured out it's a jamming device. They didn't say, hey, jam this, we have this problem. They started playing with it and
They
they
said he did.
no, that's the problem. He did not. They played with it. That's how they found out it's a jamming device. They turned it on, which comes up to.
Yes, they may have done that at that time, but also in the search, when they're looking,
During the active investigation, it was seen that their body worn cameras and their ability to unlock and lock police vehicles was affected during that active emergency investigation.
but they're saying it was used.
Right. They come back and say, hey, did we have trouble with it? Yeah, we had some trouble. They're turning it on and that's how they figured it out. But
You should be able to see all that. Pull the records,
Right.
because if they have body cam
Oh, yeah.
and they're using it, it should show a
It
disruption.
doesn't show that he was the one that it was actually turned on. They didn't
I
show
know that, but you're gonna see the actual, you should.
Oh, yeah,
see
yeah, yeah,
disruption.
yeah.
I mean,
And he's not the only person that was involved in this allegedly. So saying that he's the one that turned it on is gonna be an issue. There was somebody else that was seen that they're not mentioning. So did he turn it on? Did the other person turn it on?
I mean, this news, I'm
He's being
not,
charged.
is there any, someone else that was
Please look at the
there?
report, because I'm not just making this up.
And I'm not saying you're making it up, I'm just saying you did, it doesn't say that.
Which calls into question, why isn't it in the DIMS?
We have an OR.
Does this say whether they were able to recover the $500,000?
They recovered it all, Judge.
They did?
The OR does say that Mr. Contreras admitted being inside the house with another unknown male and provided additional suspect information.
But no other male was on the scene.
They only found Mr. Contreras hiding at a property down a couple of blocks, I believe, from the canine officers found him hiding.
But the backpack is with him.
Yes. Well, the backpack was found,
At the front, it was found at the front of the residence located on Westchester Avenue, as well as see where they found him.
Versus with him. Big distinction. And the second person I'm talking about was supposedly seen on the surveillance video. So there's a mention of the surveillance video showing two people walking.
So to be clear, Your Honor, the property, including the backpack with the frequency jammer, was found on Westchester Avenue. Mr. Contreras was found hidden underneath bushes at a residence on Rutgers Avenue. So it wasn't with him when they found it.
Versus what they initially said. Now we're getting more details.
How do you link him to the one who's using the device?
so the way that we would link him is that he was seen wearing the black hoodie, the black pants, and then later the same clothing along with the backpack with the jamming device inside of it, those are all found together.
You say that was he wearing the backpack?
Initially, in the DIM, it does not say that he's seen wearing the backpack, but his other clothing was found with the backpack.
Because the DIM says he was wearing the black hoodie and, as she mentioned, the clothing, and jumping over the fence, they observed a male wearing the black hoodie, and they found that hoodie along with the backpack. And they terminated their search after an extensive search through the mail, so they're unable to locate anyone else within the perimeter that they searched.
There is surveillance with the second person there?
Yes.
How do we know that the other person didn't use it? I mean, I get it, that all of it's together. We don't know who put that there. How do we know the other person didn't put it there? I know that he's wearing it, but
And Judge, this other case is still pending. This isn't handling the
I don't care about the Burnham. My concern is this, is that, I mean, how do we link him to operation of the device? Why don't we do this? Why don't we have a full-blown hearing?
Yes.
Look through, you know, go through everything. You go through everything. We can have it tomorrow. See what you can, you know.
I think that's the correct decision, so we can have both of us.
I'm not opposed to finding no PC, right? I want to know if you can truly link them or not. You know, I'll give you a day, come back tomorrow and see what else you have. If you have nothing else, then we'll go from there.
I appreciate that.
Sure.
full-blown hearing for PC. They could
Take a
always,
look, please. We'll give everything that you have access to, give it to counsel so he can take a look as well. You can take a look at any kind of videos, you know, take a look and we'll see. I mean, all we have now, he's wearing a hoodie, he's wearing pants.
And then they found clothing with the back.
Judge, they could always refile this. They don't have to dismiss it. They could always refile. Even if
You're springing it, I mean,
not springing it, this is no
fair.
OR.
I'm gonna give them a day.
Okay.
I mean, he's not going anywhere anyways.
Okay, fair enough.
Let the Berg have upstairs. He's stuck here regardless. So I want to make a decision. So
Fair enough, Judge. Fair enough. Is there a certain time you want the hearing?
Whenever you want.
Okay, sounds good. Appreciate it, Judge. Thank you. Judge, may I reapproach on that, Mr. Castillo
On who?
The hearing tomorrow, Mr. Ignacio Castillo.
Okay.
Judge, just to be honest with you, I'm a little confused as to what kind of hearing it is tomorrow, but the more I think about it, it's like if it's an actual hearing on the record and we're trying to figure out what's going on, I mean, do I have a right to subpoena some of these people to come and testify regarding this or
Well,
what?
then if you're gonna start subpoenaing people, I have to give them 2 weeks.
Right. We're gonna have a hearing on the
I was
record.
just gonna, there's video, they're saying surveillance, and make sure that there is another person there, that, because
Using the minutes in the offense report, which are both sworn statements, would be enough to establish probable cause. So I don't think we need to subpoena anybody to be here.
Which we've already done right now, so I don't understand what the hearing for tomorrow is gonna be different.
I think more to the point, we just need time to further review the OR. So tomorrow, because it is 8 pages and there's a lot more details that we need just some time to review, just to further determine what our probable cause is. So just tomorrow, we can revisit this and we have a full understanding of the OR.
Okay, so we would be hearing stuff, but I don't have a right
we're
to.
just, I'm giving them a little bit of time until tomorrow. That's
Okay.
Ricardo.
Okay, I'm just throwing off when we start talking about hearings. It's like, okay, are we gonna be on the record? What are we doing?
I hadn't planned on it. If you want it on the record, we can.
No, can I talk to Richard, see if we could work this out? Right, I mean, because, like, if we're gonna roll it, I mean, I want to subpoena some people.
Leave today, given I need to look at the case more. It's kind of the first I'm seeing of it. I'm not in a position to complete it today, just given.
No, not complete it. I mean, just look at it, see if you think you have probable cause to.
Okay, I mean.
If that's what we're
You guys
asking for,
talk.
let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
I gotta roll, Ricardo.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I gotta go. Can't just sit here and wait.
Well, if that's the
an
case,
hour,
if that's
45
the case,
minutes.
can we set it for a real hearing and I'll subpoena people 2 weeks out? Let's do that.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Let's pick a day. Let's pick a day.
Sure.
Let's see. Ignacio Castillo, CAS.
Bond condition.
Let's do, we are at the 12th.
But they were getting filed, so you know when to come in? Okay.
Yeah, I'll subpoena them.
That's it though, right? That's it? Okay.
Can we do the 28th?
Whatever day you want. Oh, any day but
27th, I'm sorry, I got the wrong one.
That's the day.
Mr. Postel, come up. Sir, you were charged with unlawful carrying of a weapon. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. You guys have worked out an agreement where they're offering you 6 days in jail with credit for the 2 days that you've done. You need to understand something very important, that this will go on your record as of today, and it's going to be there for the rest of your life. You can never take this off. From now on, you'll be facing a minimum of 90 days in jail for any new cases that you pick up. Do you understand? So you give up a lot of rights by entering into this agreement. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. So there's no turning back. Once you plead guilty, it's on there forever. Is this what you want to do? How do you plead to the offense? I'm going to find you guilty. Was it a gun?
Yes, Judge, the firearm.
The weapon will now be forfeited to the state. You will not get it back. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay, good luck to you, sir. Or how do you plead?
Guilty.
I'll find you guilty, sentence you to it. Good luck to you, sir. Thank you, Josh.
Question.
You can run it. Good morning, Ms. Rodriguez. Ma'am, you're charged with driving while intoxicated, second offense. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you.
Yes, Judge. On March 4th, 2025, the officer was dispatched to a minor accident at 1700 block and is arrived to serve. The officer made contact with a witness who stated she heard and saw the defendant with driver assault occupant of the vehicle sideswiped a parked motor vehicle. The officer noted the vehicle was parked incorrectly facing the opposite way. The witness stated she believes the defendant is intoxicated, and the defendant stated she hit the motor vehicle while driving as she took her eyes off the road when trying to retrieve her cell phone, which fell to the floor. The defendant stated she remained on scene because she wanted to make it right with the owner. The officer observed slurred speech and swaying, and the defendant admitted to having drinks earlier in the day. Standard field sobriety tests were conducted and the HGN test was began, however, was suspended at the defendant's request due to high winds. The defendant was placed under arrest for suspicion of DWI and was transported to the jail. Standard field sobriety tests were then conducted at the jail. HGN 6 out of 6, walking turn 7 out of 8, one leg stand 3 out of 4. The defendant was read DIC and consented to provide breath. The first sample came back deficient and the second sample came back unacceptable. A blood search warrant was signed and executed.
Well, ma'am, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, unprescribed controlled medication. You will be randomly tested. If I find that you're consuming alcohol or any illegal drugs, your bond will be revoked. You'll go into custody. I'm also now placing a restriction on your license. You're not allowed to drive any vehicle that doesn't have an ignition interlock on it. If you're caught driving a vehicle that doesn't have an interlock, then likewise, you will go to jail. We send notice to DPS of this restriction and this requirement so that if you're caught driving a vehicle, it doesn't matter where it is. Every officer in this state will know that you're required to have an interlock. So if you're caught driving a vehicle, they will arrest you. You've got a great lawyer here. Listen to him. He'll take care of you. Because you have him, I will waive your appearance. You don't have to waste your time coming to court, but you must stay in touch with him. He'll tell you when you have to come back to court. For now.
She's already had the interlock installed.
Wonderful. Okay. So you're just not much of anything. Just stay in contact with him. He'll tell you what to do. We'll just have you sign a reset and then you're on your way. Okay. Thanks.
Hey, Judge, I have a fugitive case. I see Amy there.
Good morning.
Hi.
And I tried to call the holdover judge, but I don't know if I have the right number. 2689, is that right?
What number can he call over to talk to someone?
Which defendant is it?
Who is it?
Oh, it's on, let me get to him. Sorry. It's a brand new one. He's got 2 cases out of Louisiana. It starts with an S. It is.
Oh, I thought he already. Oh, he refused, right?
Oh, he refused. So I guess we got to bring him out anyway.
Yes, get the packet.
3199.
3199, Greg.
3199.
Yeah. And then he's a refusal from yesterday, or from, I think it was yesterday.
Okay, I just got appointed today on it. Do you want me to call first and then just come back on?
So yeah, just to give you a brief heads up, he's on probation for an evading in a motor vehicle upstairs, 42nd.
So he's got a local.
23, 310, he picks up an assault, a failure to ID as a fugitive, and now we have this fugitive case.
Okay, so he's got locals. He's probably not going to sign anything.
He has not made bond on the assault. He has not made bond on the probation. So it looks like we're kind of in a holding pattern for those two, by the way. So
do we know the court date on this?
Let me see.
On the evading judge, it's
Tomorrow. Tomorrow on the evading.
So you want me to just talk to him and then we roll him to Friday?
It's up to you. You talk to him, see what you want to do, whether he wants to keep the refusal, whether he wants to, whatever he wants to do. And then just let me know
if he's not going to
if he
make
wants to
bond
get a
on the
bond,
local.
whether he wants to waive, whatever he wants.
Okay, if he's not going to make bond on the locals, but if he insists on asking for a bond.
Right, I will let you know, there is a pre-signed waiver on the office.
Oh, pre-signed waiver.
Oh, there is a pre-signed waiver.
Oh, I can't give him a bond.
Okay, let me see if he's going to keep that pre-signed waiver. And I'll jump back on.
No. That's not, once there's a pre-signed waiver, that's it. You've already waived. You waive by signing that agreement, whatever agreement you sign.
So, but you're saying
Louisiana,
he signed a pre-signed waiver of extradition. So there's nothing for me to really do except track.
Correct. Right. Just advise him we're in a holding pattern until you take care of all the locals. And at that point, once all the holds have been lifted, at that point, we give Louisiana up to 30 days to come get you.
Okay.
I will also note, if we're going to go for a kind of waiver in that central agreement, the public today, that one can sign the 14-day waiver.
Okay.
So from the pre-signed waiver date, then I should just keep the 15-day reset and see if anything happens, great. If nothing happens on the locals, then whatever. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, so if he wants to waive this, just let us know and we'll write it up.
Okay, and what would that reset date be?
It's gonna be a reset to track locals, so it looks like he has his
So
next.
it'd be Friday anyway.
Well, he also has an ABI on the 17th and he hasn't made bond on.
So, yeah, the failure to ID, both of those are in court too. They're set for, one's set for yesterday, one is set for the 17th. So we could probably, the 18th.
18th? Okay.
Yeah.
Let me,
3199.
yeah, thanks. I'll talk to him right now. Thank you, Judge.
Let me know when you're ready. Would you were charged with criminal trespass? You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir. Okay.
On July 5th, 2022, the complainant told officers that the defendant was terminated for intoxication and attendance issues. The complainant believed that it was clear to the defendant was not to return to the physical location of the business. The defendant returned a few weeks later requesting money from an employee, spoke with a manager to say his termination was not fair, and the defendant approached employees while they were on break, and employees stated the defendant was making them feel uncomfortable. The complainant told the defendant not to come back to the property, and the defendant stated he understood. Approximately a week later, the complainant was walking to his vehicle in the parking lot at the location and saw the defendant inside his vehicle. The defendant had snapped the side view mirrors off the vehicle.
So just a trespass, no.
Just trespass.
All right, Mr. Wood, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to go back to this location. Do you understand? If I find that you violate these conditions, if you pick up a new case, I will revoke your bond, put you in jail. No more PR bonds for you. Your bond amount is set at $100 now. So he has not made bond, right? Okay. I will give you a PR bond today, Mr. Clark. I'm sorry, Mr. Wood, but I'm not going to give you another one. If I find that you're a danger to my city in any way, I don't care. I have a place for you. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
So for now, what I'll have you do is, do you have a lawyer today?
I do not, Your Honor.
Do you have the ability to hire a lawyer?
Do not, Your Honor.
Okay, I can have you fill out an application for a court-appointed lawyer. I'll take a look to see whether you qualify. I need to know everything about you, how much money you have in the bank, what you do for a living, any source of income, what kind of car you drive, money in the bank, stocks, bonds, IRAs, mutual funds, anything.
Got documentation.
Okay, well, no, I need you to fill out my application.
Yes, sir.
And then I'll have you sign a receipt with Victoria. We'll have you take your seat in the jury box. Do not leave until you sign our bond conditions, okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, come on. So can you file no going back to this location, please? No weapons.
Weapons as well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, good morning, Miss Lynn. Ma'am, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you. Yes, sir.
Yes, Judge. On March 9th, 2025, at approximately 11:29 p.m., the officer was dispatched to a wrong-way driver call at 1623 South US 59 Freeway in Harris County, Texas. Upon arrival, the officer observed a vehicle stopped in a moving lane of traffic with multiple tow trucks around the vehicle in an attempt to box the defendant in. The defendant's vehicle ignition was on and the vehicle was in park. The officer made contact with a real witness who stated they saw the defendant's vehicle traveling southbound on the northbound side of South US 59 and that he and other tow truck drivers boxed into the defendant's vehicle at 4800 Main Street. The officer observed the defendant to have an odor of an alcoholic beverage, swaying and stumbling. Bloodshot eyes and disorientation were also observed. The defendant admitted to drinking 6 drinks at the Houston Rodeo and stated she was 4 out of 10 drunk. The defendant refused standard field sobriety test. The defendant was read to DIC, and the defendant refused to provide a specimen. A blood search warrant was signed and executed.
You can look her up to see if she has any prior DWIs. Number
She
one.
doesn't. She has no prior, and one is eligible.
Okay, Miss Lynn, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're consuming alcohol or illegal drugs, I will revoke your bond, put you in jail. No more PR bonds. Do you understand? Now you have a lawyer. They will take care of you. I will waive your appearance because you have a lawyer, but it is your responsibility to stay in touch with them. If they tell me you've gone AWOL, you pick up a new case, become a danger to my community, I only have one place for you. Do you understand, ma'am? Okay. We'll have you sign a reset with Victoria. You'll get with Fleischer for your bond conditions, and after that, you're free to go. Okay? Thanks.
I couldn't get here. And actually, Judge, I got a 2-year-old I'm running behind, but I'm approaching today, Judge, on this case. We did file. I got some emails and check stubs that we attached to the case because I'm pleading, my client has basically lost his job because you put an ankle monitor on him to where he cannot go out at night and he has to stay home for this type of offense. And it's a resisting arrest. Let me refresh your memory. I know you've had 1,000.
No, I remember.
Right. And so I didn't know all of this when a case comes in, the day before. I don't know.
Is this the one where he stomps on the person's
Correct.
head and the person's unconscious and then?
And so what I did was I told you, I said, Judge, there's a before, in between. We don't know, but we do know, as we all know, what happens at intake. Even when I was intake, there's a reason they declined charges. I believe Madam Prosecutor got up and said it was because he was unconscious, and you and I both know they would still accept charges, even if not for him. So I'm assuming.
I've seen crazier things. I mean, we had it the other day where a guy gets run over by a bike and they filed nothing on that,
I get
So,
it, Judge.
I
I guess my whole thing is bond is to secure them coming to court. What we don't know, Judge, and I believe on video on Friday, what I saw was I heard a dim summary, and it's almost as though in my humble opinion, I believe the restrictions that are put on him are just too egregious. It's almost like we're convicting him of a crime. First off, that wasn't charged, and then 2, that wasn't even filed.
My thing is like, I don't want him to go out to bars. I don't want him to go out drinking. And so that's why I don't want him out in the middle of the night. So he's not going out and doing things that he
You
shouldn't
do that in the day, Judge. I'm with you.
I get it.
No, and I said,
I get it.
I said, Judge, I said, after reading the news, I'm in both seats too. And so, yeah, it does, but he's now lost
It's
his
less
job.
likely to happen in the day than in the middle of the night for the
Like I get it,
shenanigans.
Judge, but we can say that he works. And literally.
I told you, if you show me that he works in the middle of the night, I will.
I actually things with it from his boss.
I told you, I'm okay with it.
Yes, sir.
I will have a GPS monitor on him. So I know if he's deviating from where he's supposed to go.
No problem.
If he's going out somewhere else, because the only reason I will let him out is for work purposes only in the middle of the night.
What if he has to go get Pampers for his baby? What if he
can do that during the day.
Well, I get it, Judge. I'm just saying.
At 3 a.m.
I don't disagree. I'm just saying, I don't want the restrictions to be so tight to where if he stops for gas, then they're like, oh, he stopped at the gas station and he got gas.
Why can't you anticipate these things doing it
Well,
during
no,
the
I
day?
mean, Judge, everybody don't think the same. I'm just making sure that if I don't agree with if you want to do the ankle monitor, that's fine. I'm just saying, Judge, I think for this type of offense that we don't have assault charges for resisting, to me, it's a bit egregious.
They're telling me that they're going to file the assault charge.
It hadn't today, Wednesday. I checked Monday. That's why I didn't come in on Monday, because I was waiting. And, and here's another issue with that, Judge, is because of what happened on Friday, I got some other stuff.
I'm acquiescing to your thing.
Yes, sir, we'll leave
I'm
each other.
saying yes. I just want him to go to work.
Yes, sir.
That's it. I don't want him going anywhere else.
Yes, sir.
If he needs to get gas, if he needs to get groceries, this doesn't need to happen at 3 a.m.
Understood.
Do it during the day. That's
Understood.
it.
Yes, sir.
I'm okay with him going to work in the middle of the night, but you need to let him know, I've got a monitor on him. I know where he's going.
Yes,
if
sir.
he deviates, I'm going to revoke his bond.
Yes, sir. For work, he also, when he goes to work, he works dealing with oil or something from my understanding. And so he does have to drive. I just want to make sure that if they were to say, oh, it looks like he's driving once he gets to work, it's because of the nature of his job. And we can bring proof, hey, this was what he had to do today.
Great. But if I find that he's at Club Punka City,
Yes, sir.
at 3 a.m, I'm going to have an issue.
I understand. Yes, sir. I understand. I get it.
So
Before decision is made on those charges, I wanted to check in the plan and get that correct. That's one of the delays. I'm just finding out about this.
Yes.
I mean, it's pretty egregious, it's just, and I placed a restriction on so that he wouldn't go out, do anything he's not supposed to do in the middle of the night. I told him not to go to any bars, clubs, any places of this nature. And if I find that he does, and what she's saying is that he works in the middle of the night.
He said it on Friday too. He actually had a check stub to show you that day, but I wasn't here.
I'm not gonna look, I'm not gonna.
I wasn't here, so that's why,
Just let him know what the conditions are.
Yes, sir.
And that's it.
Yes, sir. So do I need to get an amended from her?
Right.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and I'll waive the signature so he doesn't have to come down here, but
Yes, sir.
he's gonna have to, just let him know.
I will.
If I find that he's shenanigans, it's just not gonna go
I
well.
understand, Judge. I definitely understand. Thank y'all. I appreciate it. Thank you. I'll be in touch.